festivalcircuit.com. We've got an event coming up, the Austin Comedy Film Festival Fall 2022, coming up the first week of November. We are excited. And then later on in the month, we also have Portland Comedy Film Festival Fall 2022 as we wrap up our festival season in November. We're excited to do that. And today, we've got a film that's in both, Spy versus Spia. And we are joined by Carlo and Erin. Hello, how you doing?
Hello. Doing great. How
Good
about
stuff.
yourself?
Well, thank you for taking the time to join me today. And our festivals, our judges all had good things to say in both markets, but they all had different things to say in both markets. In Austin, they couldn't stop raving about both of you as actors and in the potential of the series. And so they nominated you, Carlo, for Best Actor or Best Acting Performance Award. We don't actually have
Thank
awards.
You so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Good job. You were both listed, but since you're in competition with each other, Carlo, you slightly edged it on the cards. But it's don't feel bad, Erin. It's just maybe it's too close to call, I should say. But rave reviews, for both performances in this film. Excellent work by both of you. Great chemistry. The word chemistry popped up. In our scorecard system, you can't actually see what the other judges are putting on the scorecard. So the word chemistry probably came up on like 9 scorecards in Austin alone. So
amazing.
Thank you.
Good job on that. And then Portland, they love the acting, but all the comments were, is we've got to see more of this series. We've built a great base here. We have something that's a repeatable formula. And the Portland judges loved it just as much, just for all different things that they spoke about. So it'll be an interesting mental exercise to sit in the theater and get the out-of-body experience of watching your film or series episode on screen in front of these audiences and see what they think. This is what's fun about the film festival circuit. So good job. So let's get into it.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really looking forward to that. Yeah.
You're very welcome. And let's get into it. Let's talk about the synopsis of the film. Erin, can you lay it out for me? What are we watching here?
So you're watching Spy versus Spia, which is a story of 2 rival international spies who join forces against an organization of evil ninja, only to discover secrets about their past, their future, and their hearts.
Excellent. Excellent. And please answer this one. Why are spies always beautiful?
Okay. Well, thank you. That's very nice. Moderately beautiful.
No, it's a compliment to both of you.
Like we say in the title.
That's right. In fact, Carlo Il Bello, the last name Il Bello, it's Italian for the beautiful. And it is something we wanted to parody. Why are spies always so beautiful in film and television? So we made Carlo's spy organization. It's called the Gruppo di Supermodelli Speciali, which stands for the Supermodel Spy Group. And that is an organization dedicated to beauty and fashion and jawlines so sharp they could be used as weapons.
So. Which I used to be part of, but now I'm retired. So.
Yeah.
Well, you're still looking good on screen, my man.
A lot of makeup.
So obviously you wore a lot of hats, and this project is very personal to both of you. But please give us an idea, and we can start with you, Erin, on this one. Why did you want to play this role? Why did you want to tell this story?
Mm-hmm. Well, all of my life, so my character is 2 characters, not 2 people. She's a spy. So she has her true self, which is Erin Anderson from Minnesota, somewhat based in real life. And she's also known as Arina Volka, Russian soprano. I trained as a soprano, as an opera singer. And, all my life I wanted to sing a spy movie theme song and be in a spy series or a spy movie or a James Bond movie. Like, I love that genre. And years ago, Carlo and I had been in an acting class together, and we've been doing different scenes. And I recognized that we did really well when our scenes pitted us against each other as rivals or as enemies. It was just really funny. And so we started thinking about what could we do? What would make sense for us as actors as a project where we are enemies and antagonists to one another, and hence Spy versus Spia.
There you go. And what about you, Carlo?
Well, there's so many reasons, but I'll be short. Well, first and foremost, I really always like the idea of doing some spoof parody of the spy genre, which I always loved. And secondly, because we are very close, we're, partners in life and crime. And yeah, we did have this chemistry from the very beginning. We're also actors. We go to acting studio, and so our way just to come up with something exciting was just, okay, let's take our life and let's represent our life, depict our life, but in a spy world. Okay. So those two characters are basically, especially Carlo Bello is basically me, but it's a parody version of myself. So I was very attracted by the idea of doing this and portraying also part of myself, because I came from Italy. I'm Italian originally, like you can hear. And I came here as an immigrant, and I started a new life. Just like the character of Spy vs. Spia starts a new life coming here from Italy. So I felt this role very close to me. So it was getting, like killing two birds with one stone.
Nice. Well, I'm going to stay with you, Carlo, for this next question. Obviously, this production had to be a learning experience for you in some way. What did you learn during the filming of this?
Well, for me, this is the first work that I actually produced, that I helped produce. Mm-hmm. I really learned how hard it is to produce anything, really. It was very hard to find the money for this project. I think the budget was $25K or something like that. And we had a Kickstarter campaign for which we basically asked money from any person we ever met in our life. But it was eventually successful. And then that was only the beginning, because there was all the pre-production and then the production, the post-production. It was a very complicated process. And I really realized how hard it is to produce something. And I really learned, the production side of something, how hard it is, to do that, to achieve that, and to do that in a way that is satisfactory and good. So that was my learning curve there, because beforehand I'm a writer, I'm an actor, I was never a producer, but in this one I also wore the hat. And
sure.
That was, yeah.
And what about you, Erin? This had to be, the production gets a lot of compliments, the production value in itself. And I know it's no easy feat to put this together. How about you? What did you learn during this process?
Well, thank you for that. It was definitely, like Carlo said, I think any film that gets made of any length is a minor miracle. It'd be just because of the sheer amount of energy and talent and teamwork it takes to put anything together. This production, from the beginning, it was always fun. We always wanted to find a way to be inclusive and fun and joyful and remind people sometimes you get to just laugh and enjoy yourselves. We filmed it before COVID. Excuse me. We filmed it before COVID. And like Carlo mentioned, we did the Kickstarter, which in and of itself was very intense. And then we filmed it. We had an amazing team. We were so lucky to have such a great, for example, our cinematographer. She's a stunt cinematographer. She works on shows like Queen of the South. And she happened to have Janine Sides. And we happened to have this time open for her to come be with us for these few days filming. And she was rolling around with us in our fight scenes. She was amazing. And I could say that about every single person involved in our production. Well, then the editing began sort of during COVID, but then the editor is also a film a professor of film. And so quarantine happened, and the film got locked up in his offices, and he couldn't access them for months. And then finally, he could access his office, but
Oh my
then
goodness.
I know it was sort of like one thing after another without, like, we just kind of had to keep like, okay, how are we going to get this edited? It took a few months to get it out of the office, and then it took a few more months to do this part and then that part. But we just kept putting one foot in front of the other. And I kept thinking about all the people who had participated in Kickstarter, and all the people who had been on set, and all of the people who were putting their time and energy into this, and I couldn't let them down. So
Wow.
I guess I think I learned about resilience and perseverance and honoring commitments, and trying to find a way to have it, make it be fun all throughout, because
Wow.
we had to keep laughing. You know what I mean? If we weren't laughing, then the audience wouldn't be laughing, and we want people to laugh. So
Sure. Well, you definitely did that part. So very good job. People are laughing, but I know it's a long road to get these productions done. And thanks for being transparent about that whole process.
yeah,
So
well, sometimes, you almost wish, like, there's film school books and there's how to, and I don't know, do we just not share the hard parts because we don't want to, like, reveal that about ourselves, or do we not
sure.
want to crush someone else's ideals? And maybe it's not that hard for a few people, but I just feel like whenever I get into the real talk with people, it's always like, oh yeah, and then this happened, and then that happened, and then I think most everyone has some kind of story like that.
Sure. All right. Well, good stuff. Well, let's go a little further, and I'd like to find out the future of the project. And maybe I have two future questions. One for you is, what's the future of Spy vs. Spia? Like maybe next steps, or how much have you shot, or what's finished, or what's planned, or where are you with that process? And then the next question is really, what are your plans for the future? Just in general, as your career goes on. Not necessarily with this series. And I'll stay with you, Erin, on this one, and we'll go to Carlo after. But please talk to me about the future of the series and where you're at with it right now. Carla,
Great.
I'm sorry.
So for
Erin,
Spy vs.
Erin,
Spia,
sorry, there's a
Carlo,
little bit
sorry,
of a, no.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I apologize. Wait, there's a lag. There's a lag on my end, and I apologize. Let's just go with Erin. Go ahead, Erin.
No, okay, great.
Okay.
So for the future of Spy vs. Spia, we have an entire series written, and it is actually a series that we are hoping through networking that we can meet people who are interested in helping fund or finance. Depending on how that goes, we have other plans for, like, I'm sort of being a little elusive because we have plans for a shorter version. We have plans for a proper half-hour, single camera version. Were we to sell it to a network or a streamer, but we also have plans for a shorter version should that not happen. So right now we have an entire series written at various lengths of episode, and then this is what we're using as our proof of concept to see who's out there who might want to help with that or not, and we'll go from there. So That's what's up with Spy vs. Spia. Yeah.
All right. And Carlo, I'm going to go to you for the first question about the future. Just what's going on with you personally as far as your acting and just career-wise in film?
Well, many things, because I'm an actor and screenwriter, and so we work together a lot. Like now we have a lot of projects together. In addition to Spy vs. Spia, for which we actually even say that we might also have in the works in the future a feature version of it, a very inexpensive but feature, feature length. We do have other projects that we wrote for which we just signed an option agreement with the Citizen Scouts production for another project of ours, which is a completely different project. It's like a sci-fi thriller action, and for which we have a TV pilot and a feature. So, and they are now working to make it, to sell it and make it. And then we have another feature now in pre-production, which is a one-location thriller and action. I know it seems weird, one location being an action, but it's a one location, limited actors piece that has a very high blockbuster, like a blockbuster feel. and it's a pre-production with another production company and another director, for which we will also be actors in it. So voiceovers, but actors.
That's
so,
with In Your Face Filmworks.
In Your Face.
I love that name.
Dino Jamal will be the director. So for which we are very, very excited, because it's one of the other babies of ours. So, and that's pretty much it for now. Right?
Developing a new project too.
Yes, we're writing another script now. I mean, so many things that I don't even remember.
I know. It's like, don't forget about the project we spent the last 20 hours of our lives sort of brainstorming the antagonist. And
Wow. Well, it sounds like you're very busy and you're doing a lot, and we want to see more from you. Obviously, this production is great. And, I just appreciate you taking the time to tell me about all this stuff. Is there anything you would like to add before we go? Erin, anything you'd like to add?
Yes, I do want to say that we're so excited to take part in both the Austin Comedy Film Festival and the Portland Comedy Film Festival. And we do want to say thank you to the judges at both festivals. We're really thrilled that people are responding to Spy vs. Spia. We're really beyond excited.
And I would like to add, thank you for the judges twice, because it also chose me as Best Actor. I mean, one of the nomination for Best Actor. It was really an honor to be in the list.
Right.
On the list.
And also, I think we need to say Forte Napoli, sempre. That's a soccer team.
That's my soccer team.
Well, this has been fun. Thanks for the kind words. And the judges, you make us all look good. We can't wait to put it on screen. And best of luck on the film festival circuit. And we're going to see you in just like 3 weeks. So we'll see you soon.
That's right.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.